Jeg husker ikke den der kanskje.
Parts of some machine or something. If it's useless, it's Dad's. If it's broken, it's Granddad's. And if it's dangerous, it's from my sister Maggie. Those are jelly glowfish lamps. As long as you feed them every couple of weeks, they
Jeg
keep
tror
for
kanskje
years
det er
of
noe
life.
sånn i den der fisken, kanskje? Eller er det en fugl?
Det der?
Jeg er
Flygefisk.
ikke sikker, men kanskje det er noe i den. Hvis det går an å få tak i den. Ja, hvis du blander de to.
That won't
Hvis du
work.
tar
I
nettet på
might
den.
hit it, but I don't. I'll just knot the loose ends around the frame. Done. Wouldn't want to play tennis with it, but it does make a fine scoop net.
Har du knopp da? Ja.
Gotcha. Well, that won't work. It wiggles too much.
Kanskje motsatt har verktøykassa på den.
Well, that won't work. It wiggles too much.
It wiggles too much. Er det noen der nå?
Hva med den der skiftnøkkelen
A
som...
flower pot full of potting soil. Doesn't look like Mother
Kan du
planted
skru den
anything
opp
in
på
there.
den?
Nei. It's not...
Jeg tror jeg vet det.
Hva da?
Den der greia nede som sa at den hadde så dårlig minnerusje. Jeg tror du må feste den på den.
And
For
down
at
we
da
go.
wiggler den ikke.
Veisgreia.
Det er en svart katt bak oss som driver og mjauer.
It's
Nå
stuck.
viggler den ikke mer.
Poor thing. Shouldn't be a problem with the right tool. There you are, a 5/8" screw steel sprocket, straight beveled, hard chrome plated, BSA threaded flange with right hand thread and lock ring locking. Maybe that
Yes.
cog wasn't all that important. Fly. Oh, maybe it was important.
Men ja,
Oi.
den der... Ja, det kan snakke om.
Excuse me, Colonel Grandad?
Yes, report back.
Here's the cog, Grandad. I had to break my flying fish for that.
War always involves sacrifice. Your flying fish was a hero, one of our best. We will honor his memory.
Yes.
Excellent. All we need now is the dwarven ale. Keep on with it.
Dwarven ale can be used as a substitute for nitroglycerin.
Well, it has to be diluted and used in small doses, of course.
And the dwarves drink it. And where am I supposed to get something that infernal? Oh, probably the master brewer's the only one who can help us there.
There's just one problem. The storage and brewing of dwarven ale is strictly forbidden after there were a number of serious accidents.
I'll see what I can do. Well then, I'll let you get on with your work.
Yes, and get a move on. We haven't got much time. But bear in mind, the Dark Lord knows all of your thoughts.
Right.
Når vi er ferdig med det der, og så neste som er sånn hus med dama. Og etter det så er det han igjen, som når vi kommer til en by. Det er bare to sånne type ting. Etter det så har ikke jeg peiling på mer. Så
Hello, Master Brewer, sir.
da kan det ting ta litt lengre tid og sånt.
I talked to my granddad. He thinks the ring is important too. He wants to help me get to the human town.
Yeah? Well, Well, of course he wants to do that. Listen to me, laddie. Nothing against your grandpa. But don't you think he's a few gills short of a pint?
My granddad is a great soldier and inventor.
Of course he is. Of course he is. But, how should I put it? He's maybe had one crash landing too many. His flying machines were mostly a bit, temperamental. And let's face it, he wasn't actually the greatest of pilots. Honestly, son, if your grandpa reckons there's something in that story, then for me, that's just one more reason to keep out of it.
Grandad and I will show everyone. When the robot started in on you, I never thought you'd beat it.
It was an epic scrap, lad, an epic scrap. Dwarf against machine, nature against technology, mind over matter.
Mind? How did you destroy it?
I hit him as hard as I could with heavy objects until sparks started leaping out of her.
Oh, a shrewd
Yes.
tactic.
Too right. But he did land a couple on me. Look what he did to my beard.
Oh, yes.
I was so tanked up with ale and adrenaline I didn't even notice.
Mr. Master Brewer, assuming I were to need some dwarven ale,
Dwarven ale? It's not allowed, unfortunately.
why not?
Have you heard about the explosion on Mount Winterpeak?
The volcanic eruption.
Volcanic eruption. Deep under that mountain was the finest ale brewery in the whole dwarven world. My dad took me there when I was nothing but 2 beer crates tall. Can you imagine how aled up we were?
Kind of. What happened?
Ah, well, some so-and-so cocked up, and boom! And that was that! All over for dwarven ale brewing. After the accident, it was banned as a substance of enjoyment. The sharp taste, the warmth in the throat, gone forever. Now it's only used in warfare and in the alchemy industry.
But you do know how to brew dwarven ale, don't you?
Does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? Of course I know. I'm the master brewer. It's not difficult either. First, you get barley germinated in a malt house, then let them bloat up after leaving them dormant for a bit. Then kiln dry the green malt, keeping it turned, coarse mill it, making sure that the husks don't get destroyed.
The husks? What are...
Then mash the whole lot in a mash tun, obviously using a decoction procedure. After the iodine test, we get on with purifying and separating the malt from the beer wort in a slatted filter bed.
Of course, but...
In other words, we let the draft run through the mash pot. We then put the first wort in the brewing kettle, let it simmer, and add the hops. We let the wort settle to remove the trub crust, add the yeast, and then leave to ferment. Then we run everything through the pebble filter. That's all fair enough. Then it gets more complicated.
Stop!
What? We're just getting to the exciting part.
I'm sure we were, but I just abandoned the idea of brewing some dwarven ale myself.
Well, whatever you think.
Let's assume I need a small tankard of dwarven ale really, really urgently. Could you brew it for me?
Could do, but I'm not going to. It's not allowed.
Oh, come on. Who's going to notice? When was the last time another dwarf came by to visit us?
That's a fair time back.
You see? Wouldn't you just love a nice cold dwarven ale tonight to celebrate your victory over the robot?
Dwarven ale is nectar. I'd certainly enjoy a wee taste of it again. No, but it's not going to happen. I'm missing a few ingredients.
And if I get them, would you brew up 2 tankards then? One for me and one for yourself.
Aye. It's a deal. You find me the missing ingredients, and I'll brew some dwarven ale.
Okay, what do you need?
Crystal clear mountain water, hops, and some barley for malting.
Well, that's it? No deviled fire, salamander eyes, or dragon's breath, that sort of thing?
Nope. Water, hops, and malt. Then there's just a few secret ingredients and naturally synthesized aromatic substances and a couple of E numbers. But I've already got them here.
Okay, water, hops, and barley. I'll get them. Do you have any idea where I can get the hops?
Oh, I'm sorry, but that thieving rat took the best part of 5 sacks. I've not enough left. I've got to be careful with it.
The rat, huh? I have to go.
Yeah.
Enjoy the celebration.
Ja.
Yeah.
If the rat has stolen that many hops, it might still have something stored in there. There's something in there. Something
Huh?
round. Ugh, hopefully it's not a giant rat dropping. It's a single hop. This is probably all that's left of the stock of hops.
Ok. Hva var det for noe?
Vann.
Vann. Ok.
Ja, men på kjøkkenet, jeg mente du kanskje tenkte det i kanna eller noe sånt.
Den.
Ja.
A tin coffee pot. It hasn't been used in ages. And guaranteed not for coffee. The master brewer doesn't trust non-alcoholic drinks. The coals in the oven have kept the stove warm. The stove isn't used much. Though this morning the master brewer heated up a few beer sausages on it.
Men det noe i den krana, den vannet? Var det ikke noe vann der?
Her.
Ja.
This pump can be used to pump water up from deep in the mountain. Although I wouldn't bet on it still working.
Kan du prøve?
I thought so. Broken. The dwarves have a lot of work ahead of them when they get back. If they come back.
Burde ikke være en måte å reparere den på eller noe sånt? Har du fortsatt den verktøykassa, eller?
Nei.
Hvordan får du vann da? I don't remember. Hva det i den sekken der? Ja, det går kan du se.
Nothing.
Den tanken er det.
The master brewer says these kettles are used to make beer. This is his private setup, and the proper ones are in the cellar. The sun is pretty low. It'll be dark soon.
Ja. Ikke noe vann her, tror jeg.
Hello, Master Brewer, sir!
Aye, Wilbur.
Skulle vel ikke snakke med han?
Det var
I have to
ikke
go.
det jeg skulle.
Enjoy the celebration.
Jeg prøver å trykke på røra der.
The pipes run through the walls and floor. They are part of the central beer supply system, which runs through the whole bastion.
Er det noe annet sted å gå av og finne vann?
Jeg ikke sikker.
Grandad's machine is the only hope of getting to Seastone. At least a minuscule chance.
Jeg mente du måtte koke det i en potte og sånn. Men jeg husker ikke hvor du faktisk får tak i vannet hen. Men den pottegreia der.
Den?
Ja,
Ja, vil du ikke
jeg tror du skal bruke den,
Our kitchen.
den?
bortpå der. Du må plante de hoppsgreiene for å få flere. Og så bruke den der.
Okay, I'll plant the hop in the soil. Let's see what happens. I really can't imagine this stuff. Wow. Good
Yeah,
fertilizer, that. Nah.
a little bit.
Wow! A huge hop plant with tons of cones. I've picked about 10 cones. That should be enough for the dwarven ale.
Og så kanskje den maskinen på kjøkkenet der.
Maskin.
Ja, denne.
Den. It's a grain mill.
There's still some grain in the funnel.
Yeah.
Barley, I think.
Det tenkte du vel. Da er det der vannet, da.
Ikke noe vann på kjøkkenet, tydeligvis.
Nei, hvordan fikk du tak i det vannet? Jeg trodde liksom det skulle være den pumpa på... Det er ikke noe mer på soverommet, eller...
Innlagt vann på soverommet.
Jeg aner ikke. Jeg husker ikke hvor vannet kom fra.
Nei.
Jeg skulle da tro at det var på kjøkkenet der, men jeg er litt
We gnomes
usikker.
have a golden rule. Hands off another gnome's experiments.
Du kan ikke plukke snø og koke det.
Jeg vet ikke, jeg så ikke noe... Icicle?
Ja, kanskje det. Kanskje du kan
Of
koke
course,
det.
it's pretty cold all year round up here in the mountains. But this year, winter came particularly early.
Take it.
It worked. I got one.
Yes, and then you put it in
It'll take a long
the...
time for the icicle to melt. After all, the pot isn't all that warm.
Men
I should speed up the
panna var vel
melting process.
fortsatt varm.
Hm?
Ovnen var vel fortsatt varm, så kan man koke det. Da har vi vel alt, da.
It shouldn't take long to melt the icicle. The stove is still warm. The icicle is gone. All that's left is crystal clear water.
That was fast.
Ja.
Wait, how?
Hello, Master Brewer, sir.
Aye, aye, Wilbur.
I've got some hops for the ale. Is this enough?
Ho ho, that's enough. I hope you haven't been whipping stuff out of my stock.
No. Well, only indirectly. I have a pot of crystal clear water for the dwarven ale.
Show me. Aye, that water's very good. We can use this.
Here's some barley from my mum's kitchen. Can it be used for brewing?
It's not the best, but it'll have to do. And that means I've got all I need to brew the lovely dwarven ale. Right, it's all go now then. Hey, laddie, just watch out that you don't get any of that in your eyes. It's dangerous stuff.
I'll be very careful. Thanks very much, sir.
Well, tell me, Wilbur, what do you need all that junk for? The dwarven ale and all the other stuff that you've been dragging out of here the whole evening.
Well, it's because of the ring. I need it. Grandad's helping me get the ring to the human town safe. Well, quickly.
Oh, Wilbur, it's dangerous for a young gnome like yourself out there.
I know, but I promised that gremlin, and I believe it really could be important. And I'd like to get out of here and achieve something.
Taste some adventure, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think that the ring is all that important. Not everybody's born for having adventures, my lad. But maybe you really do need to get out of here.
Really?
Aye, worry. You still live with your parents, and you keep company with a very interesting, intelligent old dwarf. But that can't go on forever, can it now? So, if you do leave and go off on an adventure, even if it's just to Seastone, then maybe you'll come back and visit and tell me all about it then, eh?
I promise.
Don't forget us. You're going to have to excuse me now. I've got an appointment.
Han skal han på bakrommet og drikke ølen sin.
Yeah.
Du skal gå etter han og se etter han.
Han var borte, gitt.
Ja. Kanskje det er en hemmelig bakdør der ute.
Yeah. I don't wanna know. Skal vi se da.
And down we go.
Let's fly. Fish.
Ja.
Excuse me, Colonel Grandad?
Yes, report back.
Here's the dwarven ale, Grandad.
Oh, my goodness, we must be careful with this.
Så ikke overrasket jeg til det hele tatt over at den
Now
fikk
I
det.
have everything I need. It won't take long now. Prepare yourself for takeoff.
Take off? What do you mean by take off?
Well,
That's what you meant by take off.
Absolutely. I've aimed her at the town of the humans. That too was, of course, designed to shoot grenades. But I'm confident that she'll get your capsule there too.
Jeg er ikke redd for at barnebarnet sitt skal dø i det
Get
hele
me out
tatt.
of here. Please, Grandad.
For han er
Listen, my
litt
boy.
gal.
I'm proud of you. You're doing something very brave. Sure, Wilbur. I'd like you to have these.
Your old aviator goggles. Oh, Grandad, I didn't think...
Too slow, my boy. Fire! Good luck.
ja! Da. Og så veldig da.
Where is it?
He still hasn't told us, Mother.
He will. Who else knows about it?
The Archmage won't know about it yet. We were able to intercept the servant, as you know. But
But
an elf, Mother. She tried to free MacGuffin. She might know something.
she needs to be watched.
Very well.
And now, Mr. Professor, let us have a little chat.